and your family. We've got a special visitor here with us, Santa.
We know him.
Yeah, we know him. Hopefully you've wrapped up all of your gifts. Santa just spreading some cheer here at the Weather Channel.
Imagine he's very tired.
Yeah.
So we want to say thank you for coming in, Santa, and working so hard to bring those gifts to everybody this morning. Take a break.
Yeah, you deserve it, Santa.
Really.
Appreciate it.
Off to Florida. And happy holidays to you.
It's going to be a little bit quieter today than it has been the other days leading up to Christmas and after Christmas. But some people are out there and they are just soaking up the holiday. I love these shots of people ice skating. The weather is very cooperative right now compared to, what it could be. The temperatures are slightly above average. And whether you are just soaking up your holiday with your family or whether you are doing some traveling, let's talk about what you can, what you might be seeing in terms of airport delays. And you'll notice lots of green bubbles on this map, and that's what we like to see. We don't want to sprinkle in any of the red, just the green for this holiday map. We do have some rain that's moving through the mid-Mississippi Valley over into the Ohio Valley, southern Indiana, southern Illinois, getting some of that rain right now. So that could be slowing you down on some of the roadways. Let's take a look at some of the airport security wait times. I was actually kind of surprised at seeing up around 20 minutes at Chicago, O'Hare, and Denver because not as many people traveling today, but it's still not too bad. That shouldn't make you miss your flight as long as you're there within a reasonable amount of time. Want to take a look at Park City, Utah. You have one person down there. I was like, what are they doing? They're dancing a little bit, but it looked like maybe they were trying to call their dog and get them to come here. You can see a winter wonderland in Park City right now. Across portions of the Rockies, the one area of the country that's actually getting falling snow for Christmas Day. So you can clearly see, I'm not sure if the snow is still falling right now, but you have the trees caked with snow out there and, out there enjoying with the four-legged fuzzy members of the family. Let's take a closer look at where we're getting that rain, kind of along that I-70 corridor in South St. Louis rain, Indianapolis right now, but it is rain. It's not the wintry weather that we're getting, and that is because it's just too warm. Temperatures around this region are a bit above average, 10 to 15 degrees above average, so that is what we're seeing right now. You can see rain expected tomorrow. So if you're traveling tomorrow, this is where we're going to have the rain in Milwaukee and Chicago, St. Louis as well. You'll have some rain around, a little bit of fog possible in Des Moines. So that's something that we're watching. You may have some airport delays for your day after Christmas holiday travel too. So keep that in mind. With all of this rain and the low visibility, sometimes that affects those flights, but not as much as a big winter storm would be affecting us, Jackie.
Right, although severe travel through pets sometimes, and that can be a little bit of a challenge as well. So be careful what you feed them over the holidays. I'm putting that out there too. But
is that from personal experience? Definitely don't want to be in the car with a dog that ate too much chocolate.
Oh my gosh. Oh, dogs can have chocolate.
Oh, they can't have chocolate?
It would kill them.
Can you tell I don't have, well, then you definitely don't want to give your dog chocolate. Can you tell I don't have a pet? Saturday, if you're traveling, you could be running into some storms and some rain. That could definitely slow you down. That's a big chunk of the country.
Definitely. A lot of rain. It's going to be heavy at times in the lower Mississippi Valley. Look at all this still into the Pacific Northwest. Good conditions into the Southwest, across the plains. Those are areas of the country that look really good on your Saturday.
Yeah, not all the yellow bubbles like we're seeing for other parts of the country. So if you're traveling on Saturday, maybe planned for some delays. Hope your holidays are merry and bright. December in Cincinnati can be a month where Mother Nature tries to run up the snow totals, with 2010 seeing a record 18.6 inches. But no one can run up the score better than the Bengals. Well, from our family to yours, I hope your holiday is safe and warm. Holidays, I hope you are spending, we're in the afternoon now, so I hope you have spent the morning maybe opening gifts, talking to loved ones, and celebrating this beautiful holiday.
We're almost into the time of the food coma
o'clock,
or the get out and work it off.
One of the two.
Yeah,
Or maybe
maybe.
food coma o'clock, you take a little nap, and then you get out and you work it off a little bit.
And you play with like whatever is your new gift that you want to
Exactly.
figure out or like install or whatever.
Yeah, that's perfect weather for a lot of us as the temperatures are not too frigid for a lot of us. Got a little bit of rain that we're watching, but outside of that, there's not a whole lot going on weather-wise.
Yeah, it's a decent day for sure.
Let's talk about it, because while some of us are maybe entering into our food coma, as Jackie mentioned, maybe you're getting out there and working it off, and maybe you're working it off by ice skating like a ton of people are still hanging around. So what a magical start to the Christmas season in New York City. Detroit, meanwhile, sitting at 38 degrees, but also maybe everyone's already had their Christmas dinner, or maybe you're working up. They're sitting at 38 degrees, so temperatures are just a little bit above average. Now, if you were traveling across the country for, today, maybe you wanted to beat some of the traffic and not deal with that, the weather is looking pretty good for it. We've got lots of green bubbles on the map. I mean, we've got a little bit of active weather across the Pacific Northwest that could be impacting you, and then you can see through the central U.S. a little bit of snow in the Rockies, but otherwise just a ton of green bubbles on the map, which is fantastic news. Starting to see those wait times at JFK and Denver get a little bit higher, but overall, I'd say that's not terrible. When you're talking about that holiday travel and everywhere we're looking at under 20 minutes, that's not something that you're going to complain about, right? Got heavy rain right now moving through Indianapolis and south. Take that 70 corridor down to St. Louis. You guys are getting a little bit of a break. The rain is mostly south and east of you in St. Louis. Cincinnati showing a little bit of rain, but you're sitting in the mid 40s. So at least it's not, ice or wintry weather. It's just rain, and that should be a little easier to deal with. Now, starting tomorrow, we're going to have another wave of rain moving through portions of the plains, the central U.S., St. Louis, Milwaukee, Chicago. You all have rain in your forecast. That could cause some flight delays, maybe some low cloud ceiling, some reduced visibility in some places. So that's something that we're going to watch for Thursday. Heading a bit farther south, New Orleans, you've got storms just to your east, heavy rain and storms moving through there for you. Nashville, 63 degrees. It's Christmas and it's 63. It's well above average. Little Rock, you're in the mid 50s with some rain around. Tomorrow, once again, we've got that chance for storms, some strong storms on Thursday. If you are traveling, you're going to have to keep an eye on this I-20, I-40 corridor. Jackie's going to break that down a little bit more for you, so you know what we're going to be dealing with heading through the next 24, 36 hours.
All right, let's do it.
While you're traveling, but if you are traveling, make sure you have some way to get those alerts to keep you and your family safe. Our Paul Goodlow walked you through those steps to make sure you are alerted. Let's talk about it, though, because maybe you're traveling home from the surf competition or somewhere warmer. Saturday, we are going to have maybe the possibility for some delays with storms that are going to be moving through, but that's really just half of the country.
Right, across parts of the east, and sort of big part of the population happens to be, but the nation's midsection looks good. Look at Denver, sunshine and 54 degrees, and of course the Pacific Northwest still looking pretty unsettled, so I-5 may be a problem, and airports like Seattle and San Francisco could have delays.
You can see some of our major hubs here highlighted in yellow for that possibility of delays on Saturday, so keep that in mind. Keep an eye on the weather. Check your flight before you head to the airport if you're traveling this weekend.
Yeah, some of these are going to be thunderstorms, so not just rain. We'll have to keep an eye on severe weather.
Yeah.
So this is that same system, right? So Thursday, Friday, maybe a little bit on Saturday.
Christmas Day, I hope you've had a fantastic day thus far. Maybe you're getting ready for dinner. Maybe you already had a little nice lunch.
That would be good. Or breakfast. Like, I feel like Christmas is such a morning thing, right?
It is.
You got Santa made his big visit, hopefully, if you were on the nice list, right? And then you do a big breakfast, and then...
Are we hungry? We went straight to dinner, lunch, and breakfast.
I think I've eaten enough in the last 3 days to account for the rest of 2024.
I mean, you and me both. Maybe, if we were in, say, Leavenworth, we could be getting out and enjoying the scenery and taking a little walk.
Such
look
a great,
how some like valley fog, but that looks a little bit like maybe a few flakes flying there.
We have a lot of action, a lot of wet and active and wintry weather across the west, and that's going to continue. So let's take a look at conditions here in Detroit. Temperatures have been in the mid to upper 30s, so still has that winter chill, but look at all the people ice skating.
I'd say they're probably working up a little bit of a sweat out there. Ice skating is hard work. I've heard. I've not done a whole lot of ice skating in my life.
I gotta get you out there.
I am on a level of 1 to 10 clumsy, 11. So rolling around ice with blades on my feet is not top of my my activity list.
It's like anything else in life, it's practice.
That's true.
Right?
That's
they
true.
make little cones, or they have like little things almost like walkers. You know,
That's what I would need.
That you can go just to get your confidence.
One in front of me, one behind me, just in case.
So let's say you're going to travel across the country to go somewhere really awesome and do some skating. Look at this.
Yeah.
Not Zippo in terms of weather-related delays.
We're loving the decor of our map today because it's a lot of green bubbles, but you'll notice that starts to change by tomorrow. We start to throw in some Christmas gold because we could be dealing with some delays.
At least no red lights.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, low to medium over the red, high risk of weather-related travel delays any day.
Right. So I-95 corridor looks good. It's just the nation's midsection along I-35. Some of these storms will likely be severe here into eastern Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas and Louisiana. So that's really going to be the greater concern unless you're trying to get through some of the passes here into the Pacific Northwest where things are going to stay unsettled with rain and snow.
Yeah, it has been a mess there, and you have round after round of storms moving in over the next several days. So let's see. Yeah, we've got that video out of Cypress, Texas, because I want to show you what we were dealing with here with the hail.
And that certainly can cause some damage for sure. Let's talk more about the severe weather threat that we're expecting for tomorrow. It's not just Texas, it's Louisiana, it's Arkansas, it's parts of Oklahoma, even Mississippi may get in on some of the action here. And it's all types or all hazards of severe weather that will be possible.
You can see we've got torcons of 2 to 3, so damaging winds, large hail. The torcons of 2 to 3 indicative of that possibility for an isolated tornado, so you want to have some way to get those warnings. You know, maybe you're visiting family in Shreveport, maybe you don't know that county there or whatever. You want to know those things and have some way to get those alerts if you find yourself in a tornado warning. So important if you're traveling on I-10, I-20, even, you know, I-30 through this area tomorrow. Or yes, tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah.
I mean, we wake up and we've got spotty showers, right? But as we go through the day, the instability is going to increase. The low-level moisture is going to really kick in. And so this is more of a late afternoon into the evening time frame where I think the worst of the weather will evolve. But some of this is going to stick around through the nighttime and even overnight.
If you're traveling that I-49 corridor as that line is moving through, you got to time this because you do not want to be on I-49 when that line is moving through and stuck in it for, you know, maybe an hour or so as that line is blasting through. It's just terrible to be driving. You can see it's holding together into the overnight hours as well. Moving into places like Starkville and Jackson with some of that heavy rain.
So the rain could add up to a couple of inches in spots, so urban flooding will be possible. Maybe some smaller creeks and streams could have some flood issues, but certainly low spots, poor drainage areas. Just be alert. Make sure you don't drive through any water-covered roads tomorrow.
Yeah, and hydroplaning can be such a big problem when you're talking about this very heavy rain like this. Here's 11 a.m. heading into your lunch hour around Dallas, Fort Worth. You can see some of the heaviest rain and storms moving through then. So time accordingly if you are heading out for whatever you might be doing across that area.
Yeah, Shreveport, another spot. Spotty thunderstorms early, then again late.
Christmas Day, I hope you are spending it surrounded by people you love, if not at least by people you like, or maybe you got to talk to the people that you love
or that
like.
you're getting through it all okay.
Right, exactly. You know, Christmas holiday, whether you're celebrating Christmas or whatever you're celebrating today, the important part is that you know, you just make it a good day for yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's a double whammy this year. Christmas and Hanukkah on the same date. So that's kind of cool, I think.
I love seeing that. And, you know, what we're watching is not a whole lot weather-wise. Just, you know, some storms possibly popping up tomorrow. But for today, it's been fairly quiet out there with the exception of a few places.
Not too much to complain about. A lot of us dealing with mild temperatures. Pretty good.
I mean, it's been fantastic. If you picked to fly on Christmas Day, hopefully you've had a great experience. Maybe you're trying to fly somewhere where you've gotten some snow. We've got snow on the ground in Gaylord, Michigan. I love this camera shot. Sometimes you'll get some animals out there. Maybe they're all staying in, celebrating Christmas. You got a little bird here on one of the bird feeders. So you're looking at the thermometer here. It looks like it's just below 30 degrees there in Gaylord, Michigan. You can see the snow has been adding up. So whether you wanted to see the snow and you got that, or whether you're traveling and you were hoping for, you know, no snow to get in your way, we've got lots of green bubbles, a little smattering of snow across the Rockies, across the Pacific Northwest. Of course, moisture still moving in there. And then rain that we're watching for the Mississippi Valley up into the Ohio Valley. But all of those green bubbles on the map tell us that we're not having any major travel delays, which we will take for Christmas. Starting to see those numbers creep up a little bit at JFK. You're up over 20 minutes for your security wait time, but ATL around Dallas, Denver, LA, you're all down in the single digits for your security wait times, which we will take. We've had just a steady swath of rain moving across portions of southern Illinois into central and southern Indiana as well. Indianapolis, you're in the rain. St. Louis too. That I-70 corridor is going to be a wet ride, and it's been raining for quite some time, so you might be running into some ponding issues on the roadways. Looking at tomorrow, we've got that rain stretching all the way up through portions of Milwaukee, Chicago, down through St. Louis, so you can see those rounds of rain. But what you'll notice is we're not really predicting a whole lot of wintry weather here. This is mostly a rain event, and that's because our temperatures across this region are about 10 to 15 degrees above average tomorrow. Could see some airport delays thanks to some of that rain moving through to the south. Now, steady area of storminess here moving off the coast of Louisiana. That's going to kind of continue to lift up. So you're going to have some of that rain and storminess moving in across Mobile Bay. We've got rain north of Nashville, but right now Nashville, you're at 63 degrees. Thursday is when we have a better chance for some of this really stormy weather. You can see storms back in your forecast in Dallas, rain in San Antonio, Houston. You've got rain in the forecast for tomorrow as well. And it's not just going to be rain. We have the possibility for a line of storms that could be damaging for our day after Christmas. Jackie's going to break that down for us. Yeah, holiday, traveling home or whatever you might be doing tomorrow by a car accident or any of that. So one way to keep yourself safe and keep your family safe is to make sure you have some way to get alerts if you find yourself in any of those dangerous storms. Our Paul Goodlow explains how to do that. They're probably, I was going to say, they're probably smarter than some of the humans we encounter, but I don't want to be
than some of the humans
right.
we encounter.
I was going to say, I don't want to be mean on Christmas, but I mean, if we're throwing it at, no, but yeah, I mean, whether it's your family four-legged furry friend or the zoo animals are all getting to take part in the holiday. If you're traveling for this weekend, Jackie already mentioned it, in the Pacific Northwest could be a bit messy, but also watching that chance for rain and storms for some of the eastern portions of the country.
Yeah, stuff along I-95 certainly for holiday travelers.
Tummy all full, your trash can all full, your heart also full. I hope so. All the above for me. Yeah, me too. I just finished my lunch too, or my dinner.
I'll eat for 3 days now.
Gonna be 2025 before I think there's more room to eat. I hope you are having a fantastic holiday, however you're celebrating, and most importantly, thanks for hanging with us here.
Yeah, so glad to have you here with us today on Weather Channel Live. We're here to get you through the rest of your holiday travel and just hope to keep you safe over the next few days. You know, we've got some severe weather in the forecast too.
We're going to break all of that down for you, but first we're going to take a look at the
very high volume though.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people usually not traveling for Christmas Day. Got to show you this shot out of Leavenworth because this might be my favorite camera right now because it is after once the sun goes down and you've got those lights showing. Taking a look at Detroit now. I'm also really loving this camera because look at everyone out there enjoying. You're looking good on this Christmas Day. I love it. Let's talk about travel because travel's also looking pretty good as well. When we can pull up the big travel map and you just got a bunch of green bubbles on there, that is what we will take. You'll notice we've got some different areas of active weather here. Got some rain across middle portions of the country. A little bit of shower activity down around Florida. That active pattern that we've been stuck in the west, and then just a few sprinkles of snow there coming down around the Rockies. Right now, Chicago O'Hare, you are the one that is leading the way in the longest security wait time. Don't love to see that, but it's looking pretty good everywhere else. I bet those wait times tomorrow will jump up quite a bit because a lot of more people will be traveling for your Thursday. Rain in Indianapolis. It's been raining for quite some time. You've got that swath of rain that's been filling in. Please be careful. If you are maybe spending some time at the relative's house and you're about to head home across portions of Indiana where it's been raining, or Illinois, because it's been raining for a while, so some ponding certainly likely. For Thursday, we're continuing with this rain for places like St. Louis and Chicago, but what you'll notice is it's rain. It is not going to be that wintry weather. So the rain still might slow you down a little bit, might cause a few delays where we are seeing that, but it's not going to be that type of winter weather that's just absolutely knocking us down and keeping us very messy. We've got heavy rain moving along that I-10 corridor, currently 60 degrees with a mix of sun and clouds in Nashville for your Christmas, so certainly above average there. Meantime, 68 in Houston. Houston, you're going to be getting rain tomorrow. I-10, I-20, all the way up through I-40. concerned about portions of I-49 as well. We're just going to have to keep a close eye on these storms, this very heavy rain, all of that for your Thursday. And it is going to be all day as this system makes its way eastward. Jackie is going to break down some of the timing for that.
Right. That's a lot of people on the beach there, by the way.
I mean,
so,
I'd be at
festive.
the beach, yeah, watching some surfers. The weather has been fine for that, as you could see. Now, as we look ahead to your weekend, we could be dealing with quite a bit of rain and storm action from the lower Mississippi up into portions of the mid-Atlantic. That could cause some delays for Saturday.
Yeah, not a great travel day. Friday is supposed to be a really busy travel day.
Yeah.
That was the latest from AAA, apparently, that a lot of flights, volume-wise, sometimes that can be a delay as well.
Yeah.
Friday looks better than Saturday in some spots, though.
Yeah, Saturday you can see we've got a smattering of the gold bubbles on the map, which gold is not for good. Gold is for you might be slowing down a bit, not just across the mid-Atlantic and the Ohio Valley, the lower Mississippi, but into the Pacific Northwest as well on Saturday. Across the South, we could see some slowdowns on the roadways and in the skyways.
Certainly. So just pack your patience. Maybe adjust your travel a little bit if you don't like driving in the rain. I'm not a fan of driving in the rain. Limited visibility, hydroplaning, all that kind of stuff can happen, of course.